2018 Audi Q7 SUV Review. The good points of Audi Q7 SUV. Easy drive automobile, less bulky than old model. Exemplary construction, inside and outside. Acres of interior space, back and front. Hugely impressive SQ7 performance model. Hybrid e-tron boasts good CO2 and MPG figures. The bad points of Audi Q7 SUV. Lacks ultimate off-road ability. Expensive with regards to rivals. No engine small compared to 3.0-litre. Some features have proven unreliable. E-tron 5-seater only. Since the main Audi Q7 has been around since 2006, the German company's full-sized SUV is a notable success, finding greater than 500,000 homes. In 2015, the second-generation Q7 was introduced, having a much less imposing style, along with a raft of updated technology. It's lighter, more cost-effective, better they are driving than the Q7 it replaces, as well as the most technically advanced SUV yet from Audi before the Q8 arrives during 2018. Of course, the Audi Q7 has risen against so many people competing, most famously the excellent Volvo XC90, the established BMW X5 and also the refreshed Mercedes GLE. Does it compete effectively enough to secure your cash? Our comprehensive watch Audi Q7 long-term test. New and used Audi Q7 cars available for purchase. Lighter weight but full of tech. Audi happens to be proud of the aluminium technology, first used extensively for the 1994 A8, plus it's exactly the same with the Q7. It's lighter by approximately 325 kilograms, dependent upon version. This also weight is shed on account of some very clever body engineering. This ruthless way of weight management means it's good to operate a vehicle. If you're searching for a full-size SUV that feels you can forget taxing to pilot when compared to a family hatchback, the Q7 is often a worthy proposition. The Audi Q7 is packed, having a vast array of technology. The four-wheel steering ensures that it feels more stable at speed. However, under a 9.3 miles per hour it turns the trunk wheels from the opposing direction towards the front axle direction, increasing agility and maneuverability. Optional adaptive air suspension, which will keep the car level, ensures it remains comfortable no matter road surface, too. Inside it's something special. There's a likewise lengthy set of standard and optional safety kits, including warnings to help prevent you opening your door into oncoming traffic, autonomous emergency braking and adaptive cruise control. The Audi Q7 was the primary cars to feature these driver aids. But it's even further. The Q7 will park itself, as well as the trailer maneuver assist makes short work of reversing whatever you decide and maybe towing. Variety of engine options including plug-in Audi Q7 e-tron and hot Audi SQ7 TDI. Only 2 engine options were available inside UK from launch, both 3.0-litre diesels with differing outputs of 212 horsepower and 265 horsepower. Truth be told, most can feel somewhat under-endowed, whilst the latter can appear far more suited for the car's bulk. An efficient and smooth shifting 8-speed automatic gearbox transmits that capacity to all 4 wheels. Quattro is standard with this car. Along with the Q7 includes hill descent control as standard. Not that many owners will venture off of the beaten track, but it's great to know it is going to if it needs to. In May 2016 ordering started with the Q7 e-tron, a plug-in hybrid version with the SUV that claims astonishing fuel economy of 156 miles per gallon. However, you're unlikely hitting that in the real world, and CO2 production of 48 grams/km. Meaning it qualified for those sorts of regulations. This would be a relatively early plug-in hybrid diesel-electric SUV, but using a claimed electrical range of approximately 34 miles and total system output roughly the same as 373 horsepower and 700 Newton meters, it became a viable proposition for many people buyers. Its early years were hampered by incorporating reliability issues to be a result on the technology's infancy, though. It was also limited with 5 seats due on the space required within the boot for your batteries. In July 2016, order books opened with the Audi Q7 TDI, with deliveries beginning this August. This high-performance SUV weighs 2.2 tons, but due to a hugely impressive and technologically advanced 435 horsepower/900 Nm 4.0-litre V8 twin-turbocharged diesel engine featuring an air compressor for better responses, you could expect 0 to 62 miles per hour will flash by after as little as 4.9 seconds. That's as quick being a lot of sports cars. Thanks with a 48-volt electrical system, it's also possible to order the Q7 with active anti-roll technology that keeps it as flat as is possible when cornering at high speeds. This can be a highly impressive car to use own right. Is the Audi Q7 a 7-seater? UK spec Q7s feature 7 seats too, however, you can delete this last row like a no-cost option, plus the third row might be folded electrically from buttons inside boot. There's more space wherever you sit, the guts row especially benefiting from extra head and shoulder room in the first Q7. Buyers here can select from S and S-line specifications, the latter's highlights being larger alloy wheels, more aggressive body styling, LED headlights, sports front seats and 4 as opposed to 2-zone climate control. The Q7 and Q7 e-tron are trim levels in their own individual rights, but are both highly specified with top-quality Audi equipment. In October 2017, a set of new trims were announced, Vorsprung, for Q7 and Q7, and Black Edition, that has been solely available for your 272 horsepower 3.0 TDI engine. The former combines 22-inch wheels with sports seats, extra leather upholstery, a head-up display and matrix LED headlights. The latter slots in above S-line trim with 21-inch wheels, a black styling pack and higher quality Valcona leather trim. You also get Audi's virtual cockpit, an entire-length panoramic sunroof and air suspension sport, which lowers our bodies by 15 mm and adjusts for your type of driving you're doing. A rear-view camera could be the final piece from the puzzle. Beautiful cabin, virtual cockpit. As a firm famed for the interior design and quality, it's pleasing to remember the new Q7 continues the tradition. The dashboard looks being solidly constructed, tastefully designed and uses plush, premium materials. Switchgear is finely crafted too, and the majority often from the place you'd expect it being. The Audi Q7's infotainment system, Mmi, incorporates a large 8.3-inch screen that rises through the dashboard to produce all manner of information, and it is controlled having a rotary control and buttons from the center console. The Q7 also comes with all the option from the firm's virtual cockpit instrument display. The verdict: we much like the Audi Q7. More importantly, you do too. It's a popular choice within this class, then one that ticks significant amounts of boxes on the subject of equipment, technology, quality and comfort. With the greater recent arrival in the latest, and best-selling, Audi Q5, there's a chance you're left wondering why you'd want to plump due to the older, larger brother. But there's something very special around the Q7 that befits its position as Audi's flagship SUV. It's not perfect, the steering and right anti patch around the Range Rover Sports, for example, but it is hugely capable nevertheless, and its cabin is unrivaled inside the SUV universe. Watch on for your full Audi Q7 SUV review. All engines provide impressive performance. Monster Q7 as quick several sports cars. e-tron near silent but surprisingly quick too. From launch there was 2 diesel engines of differing power outputs available, after which Audi introduced the e-tron plug-in hybrid diesel-electric in May 2016, plus the rowdy Q7 TDI performance model joined the stove in June on the same year. Standard power 3.0-litre diesel. Truth learn, regardless of this engine's considerable 218 horsepower power figure, and peak torque of 500 Nm develop just 1,250 revolutions per minute. It feels rather underwhelming in this particular application. To think of it as slow is always to do it a disservice, as evidenced by its on-paper performance figures suggesting it could complete the benchmark 0 to 62 mph sprint in the reasonable 7.4 seconds and top out at 134 mph, but it never feels particularly happy lugging the Q7 around if someone makes any type of performance-based demand of it. Of course, this sense of slight lethargy is probably down towards the Q7's considerable 2,060 grams curb weight, which admittedly is slightly lighter than its main competitors. Take things just a little slower though, plus it makes sense, having a linear and hushed delivery of the power that makes it easy to push and bolsters refinement. And out partying, say for the school run or maybe a trip on the local supermarket, you're unlikely to note any way of performance deficit. High power 3.0-litre diesel. But if you want your Q7 to get its skirts and shift by pace, it's the 54 horsepower and 100 Nm more efficient 3.0-litre diesel you'll want to choose. It still doesn't feel quite as fast because its 6.5-second official 0 to 62 mph time suggests it will. Nonetheless, it demonstrates a flexible performance than its slightly lesser endowed brother. The good news may be the economy and efficiency figures barely falter either. Whilst long as possible afford the extra initial outlay, it's the engine solution to have. There is not any choice of gearbox with all the Q7 though, offered solely with all the firm's 8-speed automatic. As you'd expect, it shifts smoothly, decisively when required, which has a decent pace too. Just don't bother utilizing the paddles behind the tire, as they work effectively. Leaving the box to its own devices suits the Q7's relaxed character much better anyway. Audi Q7 e-tron. The plug-in hybrid system, which connects a 94 kW electric motor that has a 254 horsepower 3.0-litre diesel engine, suits the Q7 well. It's in a position to run silently for approximately 34 miles, determined by usage, but additionally delivers maximum torque production of 700 Nm. This makes to get a 0 to 62 mph sprint in a mere 6.3 seconds when you floor the throttle, performance that feels otherworldly inside a car these dimensions, especially on account of the instant electric shove from your motors. But it isn't the fastest Q7. Audi Q7 TDI. By far one of the most exciting version with the Q7, it is deemed an absolute animal of any 7-seater family car. Its 4.0-litre V8 twin-turbocharged diesel engine features an electric air compressor that can help mitigate lag at lower revs, meaning it will take off as quick, being a modern sports vehicle. The 0 to 62 mph dash is brushed off in 4.9 seconds. With all the 155 mph electrically limited top speed feeling such as the easiest thing inside the world to attain. It even sounds fantastic, considering it's a diesel engine, using a distinctive V8 burble through the standard active exhaust at low speeds that develops into a noisy roar when pushed hard. In the main intended for comfort instead of sporty driving. But Q7 with optional active anti-roll is brilliant. Makes a fantastic tow car, especially with adaptive air suspension. If you would like your Audi to address like a race car, there can be a solution: the Q7 TDI, built with its optional active anti-roll technology. This allows the 2.2-ton SUV to take care of with eerie composure inside sportier drive modes. Body roll is kept well in check, along with the steering recently enough heft and feedback to let you feel confident throwing the Q7 into bends far quicker than you'd imagine. The rest on the Q7 range is less about sporty handling plus more about comfort, refinement, practicality and simplicity. And it's this latter discipline it nails, with light but relatively linear steering and matching control weights within the pedals. It gets to be corners without difficulty at the moderate speeds it is going to likely be driven at. Although there is some detectable body roll, it's far away from excessive. Up the pace, and such as best near 2-ton off-roaders, the Q7 will roll harder, as well as resistance to understeer, the leading and washing wide whenever you turn in a corner, will wane. The squeal of tires and flicker on the electronic stability control, escape light there to remind you drive an automobile more such as a dad when compared to a hooligan. After all, kids inside rearmost seats won't likely many thanks for racing lines over the country lanes. It's a big vehicle, this Q7, so hustling at speed along narrow B roads isn't particularly advised anyway, despite an alternative amount of grip on offer through the four-wheel drive system. That weight should come into use any particularly fierce downhill section too, when you give the brakes a great workout. There's another choice for being made with all the Audi Q7 suspension systems, ranging on the conventionally sprung model on the adaptive air suspension. The latter also adjusts the ride height for any level load, irrespective of what you may ask the Audi to cut, as the drive select system, or to speak for drive modes, allows the driving force to tailor its responses, alongside the throttle and steering, on the driver's requirements. And whether you're traveling at high or low speed, the optional all-wheel steering system will improve stability or increase agility, turning the back wheels fractionally inside same direction as being the fronts above 9.3 miles per hour and inside opposite direction below. The Q7 is additionally an impressive tow car, no matter what your collection of model. An electrically deployable tow bar is definitely an optional extra, while in case you order air suspension the brake towing capacity rises to a few 500 kilograms. The Q7's strongest attribute: excellent building. Impressive multimedia tech. Typically Audi rolling around in its formation, the dashboard layout and structure is clean, simple and includes a flowing surface, dominated through the full-length air vent, that suggests it's been hewn from a good element as opposed to constructed from various components. And while it doesn't look as exciting, as vibrant or as intricate as some obtained in rival SUVs, the sense of quality is obvious. And there's no deficiency of technology or gadgetry aboard. Once you settle when driving, the first thing you're more likely to notice will be the optional virtual cockpit system. This full-width TFT display replaces standard instrument dials, having a fully customizable digital representation which could alter from audio, navigation, trip computer to simple real-time speed and engine information. Unlike the TT, which does with no traditional central screen atop the dashboard, the Q7's virtual cockpit is actually augmented at this system. Excellent Mmi Multimedia system. There's a brand new development in the firm's Mmi system too, with the extra-large touchpad controller sat forward on the automatic gear lever with traditional rotary controller nestled neatly into its trailing edge. It's as effortless to use as before, by having an added penetration of haptic feedback whenever using it, and anyone knowledgeable about Audi's products will quickly realize it entirely intuitive. Top quality materials. Material quality is impeccable, as we expect from Audi, with finely detailed screens, neatly formed switchgear and plush plastics and seat materials. And in spite of which seat option you ultimately choose, it's an easy task to get comfortable behind the wheel on the Q7 as a result of masses of adjustment in the leader and seat. A comfortable car generally. Several suspension options offered. Excellent cabin refinement. If there's something the Audi Q7 does well, then comfort is certainly it. It's a resolutely easy car drive and automobile, and together with the air suspension it's supple and softly sprung, despite having larger wheels. Combined using a distinct insufficient wind or road noise, it implies the Q7 is perfectly refined at speed plus an ideal vehicle for covering long distances in. The engines, while not essentially the most exhilarating units, are quiet too. That has a linear SP watch with their power and hushed engine note, most likely due to the sound deadening employed from the car's structure. A smooth shifting 8-speed automatic gearbox, both at docile speeds plus much more committed velocities, further improves the sensation of comfort. Choose the electrically adjustable seats, that also offer a heating and ventilating function, plus it won't take very long for front seat passengers to seek out their ideal driving position either. And those experiencing any pains and aches will delight inside the massage function, with some other choices of treatment within the move. 2 trims at launch, 4 altogether, plus SQ7 hot model. Pick from say, S-Line, Black Edition and Vorsprung. Myriad optional extras on the market to personalize the car. For the UK at launch there have been only 2 trim levels to pick from, the C and S-line models, plus 2 engine options, in typical Audi tradition are both heavily bolstered by way of a lengthy options list. Audi Q7 C. This isn't an economical car to purchase, so it's pleasing to discover that the amounts of standard equipment within the Audi Q7 are borderline generous. Choose the C and you'll notice a fetching pair of 19-inch alloy wheels, xenon headlights with LED daytime running lamps, plus LED rear lamps, the full body color finish for that exterior panels and special door blade trim with embossed Quattro badging. There are 9 exterior colors to pick from, too. Inside is when it gets interesting though, with dual-zone climate control, electrically adjustable front seats with leather upholstery, Mmi navigation plus with 8.3-inch color touchscreen, DAB radio, Bluetooth connectivity and Audi Connect online services, with 3-month risk-free. 7 seats are standard here inside UK too, if you can delete them for no expense. Audi Drive Select lets drivers select one of 5 drive modes. Parking sensors back and front stop you scraping the bodywork, and pre-sense city means don't get unexpected shunts at low speed. Cruise control takes the load out of driving around the motorway. Keyless start and power tailgate make living together with the car day by day easier, and then for those keen to find out the Q7's metal off-road, there's hill hold and hill descent controls. Audi Q7 S-Line. Choose the slightly sportier looking Audi Q7 S-Line and you'll see the alloy wheels have started to 20 inches, the bumpers happen to be remodeled for really visual aggression, a corner glass is tinted and indicators are the dynamic variety sweeping outwards from the direction of intended travel. Inside, the 2-zone climate control is upgraded to some 4-zone version, along with the front seats have become sports versions with the Alcantara and leather mix, full of S-Line embossing. Audi Q7 Black Edition. Launched in October 2017, the Black Edition starts at S-Line trim and adds 21-inch wheels, black styling pack, premium leather upholstery, full-length panoramic roof, multifunction leader, virtual cockpit, adaptive air suspension, rear view camera. Audi Q7 and SQ7 Vorsprung. This premium specification adds 22-inch wheels, super sport front seats, premium leather upholstery, adaptive cruise control, active lane keeping assist, traffic jam assist, automatic parking, 3D Bose head unit. Audi SQ7 TDI. This standalone model gets the standard kit. S-specific interior and exterior details. Virtual cockpit. Adaptive air suspension. Active exhaust system. Rear view camera. Valcona leather upholstery. Optional Audi Q7 accessories. The number of add-ons for one's Q7 is extensive, buy more useful additions than the others. Thanks to Audi exclusive, you may almost order a bespoke Q7 when you wish. However, some with the highlights within the list range from the adaptive air suspension. That is all we have now tried thus far and can happily recommend. Adaptive cruise control with stop and go and traffic jam assist, effectively turning this SUV in a self-driving vehicle for brief periods of time. All-wheel steering improves the automobile's agility, both at low and high speeds, while Audi side assist means you don't mistakenly sideswipe an automobile in your blind spot. Both the Bose and Bang & Olufsen stereo upgrade sound great, the latter is dear enough to justify its addition from serious audiophiles only, even though the Audi phone box increases the signal of the mobile within the move using your vehicle's antenna. The color head-up display is crisp, clear, along with an essential add-on in case you've ever lived with one before, as you move the panoramic glass roof lets lots of light into your cabin, along with night the matrix LED headlights that adapt their beam pattern towards the road conditions and traffic situation are invaluable. Those who regularly tow a trailer or caravan should invest within the electric folding tow bar with trailer assist. A digital display and rotary control presets the angle of attack and adjusts the steering accordingly. All you have to do is operate the accelerator, brakes and gearbox. Parking may be taken care of with the parking system advanced with surround camera. Audi SQ7 TDI Driving Dynamic Sports Pack. This SQ7 only package nets you Sports Limited Slip Differential, all-wheel steering, active anti-roll suspension, 6 ISOFIX points, 5-star Euro NCAP, lots of safety kit. The Q7 scores the most 5 stars at Euro NCAP crash testing, which will automatically supply you with some comfort, though if retested now it wouldn't score so highly due on the lack of normal driver assistance technology. How many ISOFIX child seat mounting points does the Audi Q7 have? The Q7 features 6 ISOFIX mounts, which will be the most we've ever encountered here at, as you'd expect in the brand, Quattro is standard for this SUV. Understanding that means there's a good venture of avoiding any sort of accident before it's even happened, so Audi Q7 safety promises for being impressive. So it proves when scanning the listing of standard systems added to every car. Each is sold with 8 airbags and attention assist, which monitors the motive force's alertness levels and suggests an opportunity in driving when it believes it's required. On top of that there's hold assist to prevent you rolling down a hill when triggering, cruise control, through an adjustable speed limiter, a rear parking system and both Audi Presense Basic and Audi Presense City. The latter works at speeds as much as 52.8 miles per hour and runs on the camera to watch events nearly 100 meters ahead. Whether it expects a collision with another vehicle, object or human, it sends an audible warning into your cabin, then momentarily applies the brakes to jolt the motive force to alert them and at last will fully apply the brakes to minimize the impact. At speeds under 25 miles per hour it can avoid a direct effect entirely. There are 3 different optional safety packages that customers can also add to their Q7, comprising city, parking and tour packages. The city package has Audi Side Assist, which uses LEDs from the mirror to warn a vehicle's inside blind spot, Cross Traffic Assist, which monitors for other cars passing because you reverse out of any blind parking spot and informs the truck of our visual, then Acoustic Warning before activating the brakes momentarily to jolt the automobile. Exit Warning stops you opening your door onto passing traffic unawares, whilst the Trailer Maneuver Assist works at speeds as much as 6.2 miles per hour and automatically reverses what you are towing into a desired space or along a trajectory set because of the Mmi rotary controller, adjusting the steering as you operate the brakes and accelerator. Choose the parking package and Park Assist system is included. That could steer your Q7 into perpendicular and parallel parking spaces, and steer you out on the latter when you have to leave. It also includes 360-degree cameras. The tour package includes adaptive cruise control with stop and go function that can brake your vehicle to a halt and accelerate approximately speed again much more traffic, the traffic jam assist even making small steering inputs for any form of autonomous driving. Collision avoidance assist plus turn assist is additionally included. The first sort adding torque to your steering inputs to help around the obstacle, as well as the latter monitors vehicles turning across top of your Q7 and when needs maybe slow your vehicle to a halt to stop contact. In the UK, Audi Q7 practicality is bolstered with the standard fit 7-seat option, which as well as ISOFIX mounting points across all passenger chairs allows a person to carry nearly 6 children in complete safety and comfort. Of course, the rearmost seats tend to be more suited for children than adults, especially on long journeys, but those of an 6-foot-tall disposition will still in good physical shape. It's when relaxing in rows a couple of that you'll enjoy by far the most space though, headroom and shoulder room having increased over previous with generous quantities of legroom being offered too. Sliding the guts bench fore and aft can adjust this to tip the balance from the favor of those from the rearmost pair if needs be. The rear row may be electrically lowered from buttons placed from the boot. If customers take advantage in the Audi Connect system and internet-based services, they're able to stay in touch using the world around the move, and also a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot means passengers can surf the net wherever they are from the world from inside the Q7's luxury confines. Unfortunately, to match the batteries required for that hybrid system, the Audi Q7 e-tron can be obtained with 5 seats only. Loading large items to the boot is created easier using a sill that may be 48 mm below before. Use all the seats available and boot space suffers accordingly, but dropping the next row means there's 770 liters of space offered. Fold all seats flat into your floor and load the Q7 around the roof, and this Salwachi impressive number climbs to at least 1,955 liters. That produces the Audi Q7 something of the well-trimmed van in carrying capacity terms. The Q7 e-tron simply incorporates a 650-liter boot and 5 seats due for the batteries underneath the floor on the luggage space. The Audi Q7 is often a big car but shouldn't prove too difficult to park, especially in case you've gone for the spec or options that net you an automatic parking system or rear-view camera. As you'd expect because of this sort of car, visibility is excellent because of the high driving position.